Now, joining us with more on the spiritual leader of Israel's religious Zionist sector and former lawmaker, Rabbi Haim Druckman, is Israeli journalist Asaf Nissan. Hi, Asaf.
Hi, Amy.
Asaf, so for our viewers who didn't know Rabbi Haim Druckman, maybe a blessed memory, what can you tell us about the man? What characterizes him?
Well, let me start off. We're talking about Rabbi Haim Druckman, who was 90 years old. He's a Holocaust survivor. He's a spiritual leader, and he was also a Knesset member and even a deputy minister back in the Begin administration. Rabbi Haim Druckman was pretty much a spiritual leader of the entire religious Zionist communities and stream in the Jewish faith. Basically, anyone like Smotrich, Bennett, from that range all the way to, I think, general Israeli population, pretty much saw Rabbi Haim Druckman as one of the spiritual leaders of the country.
And continuing on that, how and also how much did he really influence the religious world, but also more on this influence in general and on Israel?
His influence was felt all over because we're talking about someone that later on became the head of the conversion method in Israel. So basically, a lot of the people who came into the country and became Jewish are pretty much owed by him. Also, owe their gratitude to him. Let me rephrase myself. And also to the fact that we're seeing Rabbi Druckman also getting the Israel Award at 2011. Literally 10, 11 years ago, Rabbi Druckman received one of the highest national awards here in Israel to his recognition of his hard work.
So he clearly was very influential. What do you see happening now with such a large community, losing such an influential leader, and what are the current leaders now likely to do?
So it's interesting enough to ask because we know that in addition to all, Rabbi Druckman was also a big effect on Bezalel Smotrich, the head of the religious Zionist party. So talking about what's going next, it's going to be hard because I think the biggest thing about Rabbi Druckman was his consensus to the people. There was one word to describe him. It was open-hearted to everyone. Anyone wanted to come. Anyone wanted to talk to him. He didn't discriminate anyone. I think for the public, especially the national religious Zionist public, it's a big loss and it's hard to find someone who will lead them because each one today is so separate in a specific opinion. It's been a long time having someone so influential and so cross-sector throughout the entire religious community. So hopefully we'll see someone who will be able to fill his shoes, but it's going to be really hard.
Is there someone like this already? I mean, are there any names coming up or will it take some more time?
I think it'll take some more time. We're seeing a lot of names coming up, but again, these names have been known. Some of them are connected to Tzol. Some of them are connected to more of the Smotrich and Ben-Gvir stream of religious Zionism, so it's even harder to know exactly how that will be accepted by everyone. Finding someone who will be a consensus is always hard, especially in such a diverse community and stream of religious people. So hopefully will be found soon, but I know it'll take some time.
Asaf, and what would he say, or maybe he already did comment on the new government being formed these days?
I think he was happy with the new government that was formed. We know that he actually was the one who instructed Bezalel Smotrich not to give in and not to go to the Bennett government and not to agree on any decisions there. He kept it on the right. Bezalel pretty much viewed, and a lot of religious leaders viewed him as a spiritual leader, the same as Rabbi Yosef, may rest in peace also. May his memory be a blessing. He was also one of the biggest leaders that ever affected Shas. So pretty much to parallel that, we have Rabbi Druckman, who was also pro-Netanyahu, and Netanyahu himself also in the funeral said he lost a close friend. So we know he was pro to the new government, and I think he would have been very happy with what's coming out to Israel.
May his memory be a blessing. Asaf Nissan, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.